Okay, guys, I'm going to take you through how I make a track. This is a very light version of what I do. This is a light version of what I do. I hit a wrong note there, and I do that a lot. I didn't come to this with anything more than thinking I wanted to do a 4-chord loop. And I kept hitting the wrong chord on the last one, but I didn't want to just click it into place. So I'm going to struggle for a minute or two here until I get the loop right and the tempo right as well. The tempo is a little bit faster than what it was in my brain. And what I'm doing here is basically just playing root, chord, root, chord, root, chord, like a low root and then a chord, and alternating beats. So it's simple to play, and it's a good background. See, I hit it. It's like you're watching a Looney Tunes cartoon right now, where the guy keeps hitting the wrong note on the piano and it doesn't blow up. That's me right now. Bah, and I got it wrong again. And I'm sitting there going, okay, what's my mental block? Yay, I did it. I'm going to stop right there. I'm just going to loop that. And then at some point, I'm going to listen and quantize it. Now, this could go in a lot of directions, but I just was going in order of the instruments that I preloaded. I thought about making like a kind of a busier bass here, but somewhere in my decision making, I thought, let me just lay down a basic bass. And then later on, if I want, I'll elaborate it. Oh, in this moment, what I'm doing is I'm reversing the order of the last two chords just to see if it sounds better, because if you notice, the bottom notes just keep descending. But I didn't like it, so I switched it back. Now, I will listen to these things over and over and over again. Sometimes you may get tired of hearing it, but this is actually me going through about as fast as I can without overthinking things or trying to get too many elaborate parts. Now, I don't like to really play live or perform it, if you will. So I use the keyboard really as an input device, and then I have no problems fixing my mistakes later on with the mouse. None at all. So you could see up there on the screen the basic chords, or actually the notes, but those are also the chords because I'm just playing the root. Other than that quick lead in that tiny note. So at this point, I'm trying to think of something fancy to play because I like playing the bass parts. But I think better of it because I'm like, let me just keep it moving. So I hear that little rhythm I just played and I liked it, so I'm going to repeat it instead of just holding the one note. But I was too lazy to re-record it completely. I don't know. I just do things weird sometimes. Okay, so you could hear I didn't play everything perfectly there. And I overlapped the old notes on there, which I didn't really want to do. So now I'm just fixing that real quick. It's just a little fine tuning now. Later on, I might even continue working on this bass line, but this is about as fancy as it got. And you know, my thinking is definitely loop based, but I'm just making my own loops. You know what I'm saying? So you can see I'm just reusing that. So I think the next one is the guitar. And on this one, I go into the plugin I use and I put it in guitar mode, which lets me play chords. So there you saw the actual chords that I'm using, the 4 chords notated on the plugin there in the center window, that when I played them, it said, I forget what the chords are, but it said them in there. Again, sloppy playing, but I don't care. So I'm going to copy this over, quantize it, and then also do this thing where I use the articulation tool to make sure they're even length and, you know, not overlapping. I also quantized it because I wanted them clean on beat since they were just single hits at this point. Normally when I quantize, I don't quantize all the way. I turn the knobs down a little bit, but in this case they were right on. So there, I'm changing where on the guitar it would be played, like up by the tuning, or more in the middle, or closer to, you know, the other hand. And I was experimenting to see where I wanted the sound to be from. So this plug-in now, up in that area, I'm putting those notes, and they're triggering down strums. So it's not part of the key or anything. They don't do any notes. They tell the plugin how to play. And you'll see I'm going to put some up there. I just put an upstroke. So I like the placement of that one, so I repeat it. So that little note I just placed there on the C sharp, that's to mute it. So with a combination of upstrokes, downstrokes, mutes, I'll build out the guitar part here. Okay, you can see how I made the first half and the second half slightly different, although based on the same rhythmic idea. Here I'm looking at, those are some other types of muted strums, but they didn't sound good enough. They didn't add anything. So I try to shorten them. Doesn't work. I think at some point I'm going to move them down, turn them into regular mutes, and then get rid of those. I still don't really like it. Now at some point when I'm working on these things, it'll pop into my brain what I want it to be. And then I'll move a little quicker, but here I'm just experimenting. So I ended up liking that part. Now I'm just looking for a way to fill in basically the space there that you're seeing at the end of the bar right here, right there where that space was. I'm just going to copy this over there. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm going to copy that to the other side. And then now I'm going to finish it off here with, I don't remember how it finishes, but you'll see. And I was okay with that one, so I figured I'd just use it again. Okay, so that's about where I'm at with the guitar. Normally I might have 2 or 3 different guitar strum parts too, but in this case, like I say, I'm just trying to buzz through and kind of give you an idea of how I build these things. Okay, here I'm just kind of warming up a little bit. I'm not really trying to play anything. Once I hit record, I'm just going to play whatever comes into my head. Then again, I'm going to stop. Well, actually, I'm recording a hi-hat part now. I want to stress again, I'm not a great player, but I can quantize. I can use the mouse. Here we go. I'm quantizing right there. So there's no shame in my game with that, because I'm just trying to get my ideas out there. I'm not trying to be a performer. Feel me? Right here, I don't know why. I'm just freaking the F out because the FPC isn't lighting up like I want it to. Like it's not bright on those yellow notes. And when it hits, I can't tell when it hits. I was looking for the hi-hat on there. So here I go in to increase my scale to make things bigger. But it says I have to restart, so I just neigh the fuck out. See here, I'm looking, I'm going, which one is it? There it is. So I turn it down a little bit. Or maybe up, I don't know, I don't remember. But later on I realized something. So later on I realized that these drums are all routed to their own channel anyway, so I have fine control over the hats at that point. But anyway, so there's my basic drum beat. Oh, I want to elaborate it a little bit. So I hear the two shakers there. And unfortunately, I didn't record that particular one because I wasn't recording, but I think I'm close to it on the second time around. I'm trying to remember what the hell did I just play because it sounded nice. Now, I knew I didn't play it the same way at that point, but I was like, I'm just moving on. I quantized these up just to make the playing tighter. And they don't sound that bad. All right, so now I'm like, yay. Drums are almost done. I'm looking for cymbals or some other little accents to throw in the mix. So I found something. And then I click these in. No need for me to hit record. They're all just repeating in the same place. Set up a couple of splash type cymbals in the front. A little bit louder. There we go. I look at the kick and layer it with a lower, deeper kick, but I didn't like it, so I take that one out. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to use that. Now, looks like I'm moving on to the lead guitar part. Now, one thing I want to stress, again, I'm not a performer. I'm going to hit a lot of wrong notes. But what I'm trying to do at this point, because I've got like the bed of the track, is I'm just going to make a long version of it and try to improv over it. And hopefully I catch myself doing something keepable, okay? And if I do, I can always, like I say, I can cut it, fix it, if it's close enough, whatever. But so I'm going to pick a sound, and then I'm going to set up the track in such a way that it'll be much longer than I really need it to be. And at this point, I'm getting a little bit tired of hearing the loop over and over. But I push on through. I decide I should mix it, the volumes, somewhat right now, so I'm messing with all the levels. There's the shakers. So the drums basically first, then I add in the bass. This is not a tutorial, this is just the order I picked. Get piano. Now the guitar. So basically, I just want to get it at a level that's somewhat balanced in my ear, or to my ear. That's not the final mix. And I'm trying to get the sound. I'm trying to make sure everything's set up. What I'm trying to do here, I'm trying just to teach my fingers where the notes are on the keyboard. That's all. So even though I'm mucking around, I'm concentrating really hard on what keys, and trying to, the way I do it is I try to find what's the pattern. Is it, you know, the black keys, and then the one just, you know, to the right in each section, or whatever. Like my brain comes up with a way of seeing it repeating over and over. And then I just try to move my fingers around it and hear what notes sound better when you hold them, and what notes sound better when you don't hold them, you know, when you just pass through. I go up and down the scales a lot, because why not? But here I'm just freestyling, and I'm trying to get used to it. I'm not recording at this point. You can see I'm just playing. I wish I was recording, because I tend to play more from the heart when I'm feeling it. But when you're trying to record a video as well, it takes you out of the moment, because all the time I'm doing this, I could see my face on the other monitor, and I knew I was recording, and yada yada. So I wasn't completely in the flow, but there I was decently in it, and my fingers are just trying to get used to what keys are around. If it's close to another key that I'm used to, sometimes it's hard for me not to switch into the other key out of just muscle memory. So unlike a lot of YouTube stars I see out there, they could just listen to their brain and something great comes out immediately. That's not me. And if that's not you either, it's okay, you know. And that's what I'm trying to show you here, is that you can make mistakes. You don't have to be a superstar or technically great or whatever, and you could try to make your own thing, do your own thing. So here now I'm getting ready to record. Oh, here I'm thinking I want to add a keyboard just so you guys could see what I'm playing. Like, I was wondering how to set it up so that you could see what I'm doing with my hands, because obviously right now I'm only showing my face on the screen. So I was looking I thought there was a big keyboard in FL Studio, and maybe there is, but I couldn't find it fast enough here, so I just gave up after a minute. Yep, so here at this point I've definitely given up on. But the plugin itself, I noticed, has a smaller keyboard on there, so you could at least see what I'm playing. You could even see the the mod wheel and the pitch. And there I'm pretending like I'm all into it. Not recording now either, I don't think. Nope, doesn't look like it. Yeah, you can hear my timing is terrible, but I know what notes to hit. And at some point I'll know, my fingers will know what notes my brain wants, but it's not that easy for me. I've got to get there, and I don't always get there. And here I'm basically just looking for patterns of ways of playing it that I could repeat that sound good, but I'm not having a lot of success. But the good thing is you just keep doing it. You just keep going. There, I try to get in with the pitch bender. Sometimes I think my music playing is like my Rocket League. I'm always, my ping's a little bit higher than everybody else's. I got a little more latency between my brain and the fingers. But it's fun to do. And I really wish I was capturing all that. I was not subconscious in these moments, but unfortunately I wasn't recording into FL Studio at the time. But I had a good time making this, and that's what it's really all about, the experience. And you guys should give it a shot too, you know, if you haven't. You know, and the more I would make these or play these or do these, the better I would get at playing. It's only natural. The more you do something, the better you get. But I don't like to practice, so I'll get better very slowly compared to other people. But I think this video is long enough, so I'm going to go ahead and edit to what I'll call a first draft of the song. And I will catch you guys in the next video. I hope you like this one. I hope you tell me the things you want to see in the future. And peace, love, and music, you guys. I'll catch you in the next one.